This is Jonathan Spira, Chief Analyst at Basex. In conjunction with our research on information overload, we asked a variety of people the question, how does information overload impact you? Now here's what they had to say.
Information overload basically slows me down because I'm interacting with information that's irrelevant, out of context, and not allowing me to get to the end point and have the impact that I want.
Information overload impacts me by making it absolutely impossible for me to ever get through all the information I get.
Just dealing with the sheer volume of work makes it very difficult to get at what do you prioritise.
Information overload is overwhelming. It dramatically impacts productivity, and the penalty that you pay to do the context switching between all the various different pieces of information coming in is frankly quite debilitating.
That impacts me because I get way too much email. I got way too many websites I got to look at.
In the European Patent Office we have basically a lot of backlog with patents pending.
The most important thing to remember in work-life balance is these things have an off button.
I have to figure out how much of it I'm actually going to look at. I'm convinced that I never get to look at the right things. I'm just making guesses, educated guesses, poking around in the pile and deciding what to look at and what to pitch.
Trying to drive towards the top 3 or 4 things on my agenda all the time makes it very difficult when I'm receiving so much input and then I'm having to filter that and sift it.
The other day I was thinking about this, that I was working on a process map, and the process map had a lot of little boxes that I had to read, and in order to read them I had to blow them up bigger, but then I couldn't see them all on the screen. I had to visualize the whole thing up on the screen. And while I'm doing this, little emails are popping up, breaking my concentration. It's driving me bananas. I couldn't believe that how much I would lose my place when each of those would come up. I had to turn off the function, and ultimately I realized how distracting all of this is.
Basically the backlog is such in the patent world that all the big patent offices have several years backlog. We could stop working today and still have work for 2-3 years.
What I'm doing about it is I'm trying to be smarter about filing my email, about what websites I go to, how I check up on them. I'm trying to use feeds, I'm trying to use anything I can to sort of filter the information.
I think we learned in email with BlackBerry is it had a limited set of features, but at the end of the day it wasn't about feature creep, it was about access and immediacy and alerting and contextualization. So I think the overflow element is something, it's hard to be overflowed with the amount of data in mobility, so it compels discipline. It is possible to be overflowed by alerts, and I think what's nice about it is you have a lot of filters and enunciators that you have to start to tune in to basically filter it out, but it's a natural governor just by the nature of the medium.
Finding sometime a number of hours to concentrate on the execution of the key, most important project that I have to tackle, heads down, focused in the zone, is frankly the only way I can survive.
But there's no question that the amount of information I receive makes it harder for me to prioritise, and it also means I've got to put greater time in just to managing it.